Gentlemen, welcome everybody to the 2025 Kickstart Invitational podcast, where we dive into the soul of the Kickstart Invitational. I'm, of course, your host, Kyle Steffi, alongside Justin and Carter McPhail. In each episode, we'll be bringing you the latest developments, expert analysis, behind-the-scenes interviews, and exclusive insights of the Kickstart Invitational. Carter and Justin, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for having us, Kyle.
Before we get rolling into it, as you guys can see, we do have a special guest. But before we introduce him, Carter, we have an ad from our special sponsors. Got to pay the bill somehow.
Thank you, Kyle. Like always, this episode is proudly sponsored by Dunham Sports, your one-stop destination for all things sporting goods. Whether you're into hunting, fishing, or loving every day, Dunham's has everything you need to elevate your experience in the great outdoors. Get ready to step up your game with Dunham's exclusive offer. Use code KICKSTART25 for an amazing 25% off on all golf gear and accessories. From top-of-the-line clubs and balls to stylish apparel, Dunham's has it all at prices you can't beat. Don't let this deal pass you by. Swing into your nearest Dunham's store or visit DunhamSports.com to grab the latest in golf gear. Dunham's, where every round is a win. Exclusions may apply.
Always. So, special guest for today's episode. It's been long awaited. This guy's name's been floating around the Kickstart for some time now. Several years. Unknown handicap, graduating from De La Salle High School, class of 2014. Had a double eagle on a par 4 once. Two-time alternate runner-up, Nate Nordstrom. Welcome to the podcast.
Happy to be here. I appreciate you guys having me on.
High school must be French.
Something like that. It's De La Salle. I think there was a little
Kyle's
off
uncultured
in the pronunciation, but private Catholic.
Oh.
Private Catholic all.
Let's go Pilots. Doc Markins every day.
Now,
Oh.
Nate, I had pronounced it that because when Shane Morris, Sugar Shane, was being recruited by Michigan, that's how I initially pronounced it. Did you go to school with him?
He was ahead of me. Played football together.
Was he a good dude or?
Was he? I mean, think about that. Quick story on I could never imagine a kid who's getting recruited by state in high school. Just imagine I'm getting recruited by every college in the country. How it would be. This dude had an ego, but he was relatively speaking ill. In Chicago, and now he's now he's still he's normal, right? So
Nate, I'm sorry, your mic's cutting in and out.
Oh no,
you sound like you're in a cheese grater.
Oh man.
We can filibuster here for a minute if you want to try joining on your phone, maybe.
2 seconds.
Kickstart Invitational Podcast first, everybody. We're rolling with the punches here. As you guys know from the chat, I believe somebody had said something today, but happy birthday to co-host, 3-time champion, top 1.01% Fortnite player in the world, Mr. Carter McPhail.
Thank you, Kyle. 26 years in a row. Haven't missed a day.
I can't imagine, you end that streak anytime soon, nor do you want to. What does that streak mean to you at this point in time?
I mean, it's been everything, right? Wake up every day. You got to do what it takes to make it through, and just keep stacking those days one after the other. Eventually, you get to 26. You feel like you've accomplished a lot, but at the same time, you feel like you're only partway there.
If you were to put a number on, from a scale of 1 to 10, how good 25 was to you, 10 being the best year of your life, 1 being we're in the dumps here. What was 25, and what does that number mean for 26?
Wow. I mean, 25 was a big one. Rating it out of 10, I'd probably have it up there. Probably like high 6, maybe 6.8, almost a 7. Like just an above average year. Graduated from college, took me long enough. Things like that. New opportunities come around the corner every day. So we'll see. We'll see how 26 goes. So far, it's been fine.
Have you looked
Nothing
into
too
insurance yet?
Yes, actually. I have been in contact with my my financial team to work on that.
This is good. Jay, what was going on in your life at 26? You're over 30, damn near over 40.
Dude, I don't know. When I was 26, we were moving downstate. Moved from Traverse City to Holly, and then before I turned 27, moved back to Traverse City. So that was a bit of a whirlwind year.
That was about the time we had not met, but started being friends.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
In-person
get
friends.
closer.
Yeah, in-person friends. I'd met Cullen for the first time, and his child and his wife at your Holly house.
It was impressive, yeah.
Nate, we back? We good?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me better now?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I
we can.
can see you better
We're
too.
mobile now.
We're going mobile.
We're mobile.
Quick adapter. Captains.
Yep.
Take note.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, note
Sorry
that.
about
So you're
should
telling a
have
good
been-
story about Shane Morris, is that correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
run us through that whole story.
Let's
again.
start
We
from
should
the
have Shane.
beginning.
I actually know him. Do any of you guys like actually know him, or did you guys like just hear about him in high school?
I don't
I
even
was
know
in middle
who that
school
is.
when he was being recruited,
Okay.
and I just was a
Yeah.
big Michigan guy.
Got it. So yeah, him and I played high school football together. He was a year ahead of me, and he for somebody who would get like an ego for somebody who rightfully probably should have, because you were getting recruited by Alabama and Michigan and all the other top schools. He was pretty like average dude.
Sure.
The earth, and I ran into him like a year or two ago, and he remembered exactly who I was, and so it's not like he was super pretentious or anything. Guy can sling the rock, though. Let me tell you,
I was so excited for him.
He could throw a football 80 miles an hour, and that's not an exaggeration.
I remember the highlights. I was so jacked up for his recruitment and for him to go to Michigan. So when I saw that you went to De La Salle, it was my first thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nate, appreciate you coming on, man. We start every guest, whether they've been on or not, the same question over and over and over again, but what does the Kickstart Invitational mean to you?
Very good question. So I think the reason I got involved in this whole thing and I got added in, which I appreciate all you guys adding me on, was because the last 2 years, you guys have had somebody who was either unable to make it or had to drop out at the very last second. And I got a call from Preston both of those years. And it would be 3 days before. And he'd be like, hey, I need a guy. And I'm like, what do you need? And he's like, I need you to play. And so both years, I'd be like, if you actually can't find anybody, I'm 100% down and I'll figure it out with work and all that stuff. And then you guys have either found somebody or you guys made it work or whatever. So I was always the first man out, but I was like, if you really do need it, sure, I'm in. And so you guys actually got me in this year, which I really appreciate. But I would say, to me, feel like it was a little overdue, and I'm excited to join you guys, and I'm excited to see what the hype's about.
No, 100%. I'm sure you and Preston had gotten into conversations a little bit about it. What has he told you? What are you maybe most excited about? Or maybe he hasn't told you anything and you're just, we're in the air right now.
So, I mean, I understand the format, or at least I think I know a decent amount. I don't know any of you guys. So I think that's probably the thing that I'm excited the most about. The only person outside of Preston I know is Cullen. And so to be able to golf and spend a weekend with the group, I'm in another golf trip. So like, you have a good time and, you build some relationships and it ends up being a pretty good time. It's really hard to be a bad time. But yeah, just excited to get to know all the guys and have some fun.
100%. I think we went over it, relatively extensively in the last pod, but it is one of my favorite parts about the trip is that, this big group, it's not a group of friends that have known each other forever. A lot of us have met on the trip or met over the last year or two. It's very spread out and somehow it still keeps clicking, still keeps working.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are at 16 people, and generally speaking, I feel like most golf trips cap out at 12, simply because Airbnbs, it's hard to find one that fits 16. So, that's also cool because I've never done a 16 person.
Neither have we.
It is 16 this year, right? It's not 12 still?
Yeah.
16 players. We have 17 members.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Kurtz, why don't you run into the player profile?
All right. Let's talk about Nate here for a second. A standout addition for the 2025 Kickstart Invitational roster. Our Southern Mexican scout Juan Ramirez describes Nate as the ultimate competitor. This is a guy who confidently claims he could walk onto any college football team as their kicker. The Mountain West scout Brody Yukin describes Nate as a guy with some jam and a set of brass ones. To top it off, Nate believes that he has what it takes to beat currently undefeated Vegas, proud graduate of De La Salle. Nate brings both swagger, determination to the field, whether it's on the golf course or in the sports book.
Nate, what did the scouts get right? What did the scouts get wrong here?
I mean, the scouts got a lot right. What did they get wrong, I think, is more so the question. I don't know. I think that was a very, very good job. What I will say, I'm extremely competitive, but, the one thing that I will say that the scouts didn't talk about is the positive mindset that I will bring. So I'm not somebody who's going to go out there and throw a club outside of maybe it being an entertainment purpose.
Nobody would do that.
I am
Definitely not me.
I got the mind of a goldfish or Ted Lasso. So if you're looking for a joke while you're doing terrible, or you just want to be like, Nate, what's the worst beat you've had gambling? I'll give that to you, and you'll just be like, yeah, that's way worse. Golf is way more fun. So, yeah. I don't know. I think they fit it pretty well.
Those guys are good.
Have you played golf with Preston before?
Yes, I've played golf with Preston before. I've played probably 10 rounds a year with Preston for the last 5 to 7 years.
Okay.
So,
give us a rundown, a brief rundown on Preston's game from your perspective, and then how you maybe have some similarities versus some differences. Because we all have a pretty distinct perception of Preston's golf game.
Oh man, this is fun. So, the thing about him, he'll get in his own head in about 0.5 seconds if he has a bad shot. And I don't know if I see you guys nodding, but I have no idea if this is what you guys all have dubbed his game. But so when I play, generally speaking, he should probably beat me. I hope he doesn't listen because he probably should beat me. But what will ultimately often happen is he will, on the 12th hole, get a little squirrely. He'll chili dog one, and then he's just in his own head the rest of the game. And I'm like, I got him. it doesn't even matter what I shoot at this point. It just has to be one shot or lower per hole, and we're fine. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's ebbs and flows because like I can see him go out and shoot a 78. I could see him go out and shoot a 97. So yeah, I don't know. What is the group's like dub of his game? That's what I'm more curious about.
Preston has been probably my like arch nemesis at the Kickstart Invitational for the last 3 years. His ability to just ham and egg with his partner is absurd. He'll make double and be in his pocket before the 100-yard marker, and then the next hole he'll make 3 for 2 just on your head like it's nothing.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds right.
That's like with the match play aspect of it, he's just so good. He played I was in his group last year for singles. He was playing against Parker. And he just wouldn't go away. Like he would snap hook his driver in the forest. And I'm not even kidding you. He's like Mr. Punch Out. He can hit his ball off the earth and he's gonna punch it up the fairway to where your ball is. And he's probably got a stroke on the hole. And you're like, dude, like you can't, like he never gives it away at the Kickstart. Like he like finds a way every hole. Or he's in his pocket and lets his teammate pick him up. But like he'll just get you when you're not expecting it and let you know about it.
He is the Pat Bev of the league. If you're at all an NBA guy, Nate, he'll talk shit one hole and then the next hole he'll be the one bringing you the birdie juice.
Oh yeah.
And like Carter said, he doesn't go away. He's there poking.
Just
time.
Nickel and diming you. First tee, he hasn't even hit yet, and he's like chirping the other guys because they just missed the fairway. He's like, "Yeah, don't worry about that one. Don't try to fix that." Like, dude, leave my guys alone.
No, it is funny that you guys bring that up because I'm pretty sure him and I were playing. We were playing somewhere in Wixom last spring or summer. I think it was in Wixom, and I was like crushing him. I was up by like 6 or 7 strokes, but then like typically what we will do is we'll do stroke play straight up because we have very similar handicaps. Are very, very like close together in terms of where we're at with our games, and so it's typically relatively fair. And we typically do stroke play. We were betting, I don't know what it was, 25-50 aside, and like front 9 I won by like 6 or 7 strokes, back 9 relatively close, but like we were on the 18th hole and I ended up winning by getting a 15-footer, I think for like either birdie or par on a par 5, and then like we looked at the scorecard afterwards and I'm pretty sure he beat me or we tied straight up play. And it's like it wasn't even close. Like I won by 6 or 7 strokes on the front 9 and we like tied the match play. But to your point, it's like if he knows the hole's gone, the hole's gone. But then like the next hole will come back and he'll get a par and he's just like it's whatever. But I will tell you, his head just a little bit, especially about where his game's at, and then he just starts thinking about where he's at. So
similar goldfish mentality, right? He just take one hole at a time. A stroke play bet would probably be safe against him most times, but that match play, he is very dangerous. His record reflects it for sure.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Justin, why don't you kick us into Nate's stats? What's he shown us so far, and how does that translate to the future?
Yeah, pretty neutral as far as stats go. He's gaining 0 strokes to the field. Total strokes gained. He's 0-0. I know the conductors will be looking at him picking up 0 wins and 0 points so far. So that's going to be a tough look. He'll probably drop down the draft boards for people just based on that. But No, I think they'll have to rely on the scouts to find out exactly what his game's like and try to be able to judge if he's going to be additive to a team. Some people are looking for certain types of players to pair up together, and it's going to be the scout's job to identify what kind of player Nate's going to be. Nate, have you played any of the courses on the Kickstart Rota yet?
I don't think so.
So that's going to be taken into consideration, I'm sure, by the captains. Not knowing where to go, or at least finding a way to pair him up with somebody that does have experience.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Though it is, like we kind of just touched over too, it is good to hear that he's danced the dance with Preston a little bit, and if nothing else, he's got to be a little battle tested. So,
if I am on the opposite team of Preston, I'll say this to whoever ends up drafting me. If I'm on the opposite team of him, I will make it my life's mission to make his entire weekend hell.
Oh my God.
We're on the same team. Everybody look out. But if we're on opposite teams, yeah, he's done.
Personal vendettas.
Does that raise Nate's draft stock, or does that plummet Preston's?
I hope it plummets his.
No comment.
No comment. There's one captain on here. He was the last pick. He was the last pick of the draft last year, so I'm not sure how it could drop much more.
Well, I mean, his draft stock's got to be up the most from anybody in the league from the beginning of last Kickstart to the end of the last Kickstart. No.
Yeah, his expected draft position. I haven't looked at the big boards in a while, but his expected draft position has to be higher than his most recent.
It is a little early, isn't it?
No. It's not too early.
Not for you.
We're running we have been running the models.
The rest of us, we're just dinking around here. It's snowing outside.
Yeah, you guys don't have the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Before we get into our rapid fire segment, we do have a quick ad read. Justin, why don't you take us over to our favorite sponsor?
Yeah, it's got to be. I don't know if we're their favorite sponsoree. We can't really even prove if they know that they sponsor us at all. But the podcast is sponsored, and this next segment is sponsored by Alliance Beverage. They're a local beer distributor here in Traverse City. Alliance exists to help fulfill and enhance the quality of lives of their associates, customers, suppliers, and community. Alliance is here to support the Kickstart Invitational Draft, the event, and the pursuit of great golf and great friends.
Shout out to Alliance Beverage. We love you guys. I don't know if you guys love us, but
we love you, Dan.
Love you, Dan.
And we love Dan's boss. If anything, we love Dan's boss.
We do not like Dan's boss's boss, by the way. Anybody from Alliance Beverage catches wind of this, Hank, you're dead to me.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Take that conversation offline, but Hank is not welcome around here.
That's fine. We don't want everybody. It's podcast
unless we need a guy. What's Hank's handicap?
Sorry, why don't you take us to a rapid fire segment?
All right, Kyle, you got the clock ready?
Yep, clock's ready.
What's the record?
The record is 159.
That's right.
All right, Nate, have you ever seen Family Feud?
Yeah.
Okay, this is nothing like that at all. We're just going to ask you a bunch of questions, and you give us your answers as fast as you can go.
Okay.
You can pass at any time, but we will not come back to it.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah, I guess. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Which is the better time to play golf, spring or fall? Fast. Did he answer and I missed it?
He did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Lowest ever 18-hole score?
74.
Oh, wow. Wow. Where do you play your most golf?
Taylor Meadows.
What is your favorite course you've ever played?
Forestines.
What is your favorite course in Michigan?
Shepherd's Hollow. Oh, I don't know if that's a contradictory statement, but Forest
It
Dunes.
definitely is.
Say Forest Dunes, yeah. Forest Dunes, then I guess.
We can take it up with Chase. He's got a lot of back alleys like that as well. Who is your favorite pro golfer?
Tiger.
Who is in your dream foursome?
My dad. Michael Jordan. I'll go Tiger, I guess.
A lot of dudes. How often do you get to play golf?
Maybe once every other week.
Can you sing all of the words to the song Rattlin' Bog?
No.
Do you have a favorite part in the song Rattlin' Bog?
I've done it like 3 times, so no.
Works for me. What is your current relationship status?
Have a girlfriend.
What is your favorite part of your golf game?
Putting. Go putting.
Describe your ideal partner in 10 seconds.
Golfing.
It is ambiguous on purpose.
Somebody who brings the birdie juice and has a couple extra balls if I need them.
Connor Fedoric. Who is your celebrity crush?
Sydney Sweeney.
What is your favorite alcoholic drink of choice?
Miller Lite.
What is your favorite bar in the Grand Rapids area?
I've been to so few of them and not super familiar, so I'll say the Bob just because I know the Bob's a bar.
What is your favorite hole in Michigan?
My girlfriend's.
Nice. Love that. What player do you most want to be partners with at the Kickstart in 2025?
Oh, I gotta say Preston.
Okay. If you were to become a captain in 2 years, what would you name your team?
The Dreamers.
All right. And if you had to guess this year, which team will win the Kickstart Invitational, the conductors or the challenging team?
I'm going to go the challenging team.
Kyle, stop the clock.
Clock is stopped. 2:57.
Ooh.
What is 2:57? I'll take that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's probably 3rd or 4th place.
Okay.
That's right up there. And I think Carter was throwing in extra questions too.
I was going to say, if we wanted to make it really fair, we would make them all the same questions in the same order and the same number of questions. But, you got to play the course that you're at.
Yeah. Sometimes life ain't fair.
Well,
he caught on to our ambiguous questions quickly.
He did.
Chat, take notes.
He is the first and the only to catch on to those. That was fun. I love that every time we do it.
I might have alerted his, I guess, skepticism after I said a lot of dudes after
you did, because I asked a clarifying question. Yeah, after that. But
if you could see the show notes, in parentheses after Dream Foursome, it says not golf specific. Just see if he can do it. Ideal partner in 10 seconds, in parentheses, not golf specific again, and favorite hole in Michigan, in parentheses, leave some ambiguity.
I love it.
That's a hard word for
little bit.
a young American
Johnny
like myself.
Thornberry right there.
If Joey and Liam have listened this far, we gotta find some ways to get curveballs in there.
They have not. No, they are undedicated. That's why they were not on the first call.
Joey could watch the podcast before he logs onto the call, and it'll still go over his head.
Fair. Well, moving on from the rapid fire segment, Nate, appreciate you being a good sport about it. It's fun always from our side, but it sounds like you had some fun too. Last segment of the program, we thought it would be fun to do kind of a sprint through draft here in honor of Carter McPhail's 26th birthday. We didn't really have a plan to do two birthday segments today, but here we are. We play the course you're on. So We're going to do a birthday draft. We left it pretty open-ended, as you can imagine we would have. I don't know everybody's birthdays off the top of my head other than Carter's right now. I figure we go in order of smallest birthday number to biggest birthday number. So today's the 4th.
14.
Justin, this is the 23rd.
And I'm the 20th. So we'll go Carter, Nate, Carter, Nate, me, then Justin.
Ooh, I get first overall pick.
Yeah.
Kyle,
Remember,
are you
your
doing?
mom may listen to this.
Who?
Carter's mom.
My mom may. Kyle, are you going to be keeping track of these on the big board or no?
I'm gonna write them down on my phone and I'm gonna send them in the chat to have the fellas vote on who won.
Okay. Then with the first overall pick, I'm gonna take the ice cream cake off the board right away. I know my brother was gonna want it. We share a similar, I guess, view on cake itself. Plain, so just really making sure I get that one early was important to me. It's just better.
Nate, your first pick?
I'm gonna go birthday drinks. So somebody who doesn't really matter who, as long as the beer's free, it usually tastes better. But that first ice cold Miller Lite, once you start drinking on your birthday, nothing better.
That was on my board. That was
Yeah,
on the board for
me
sure.
as well.
It was on my board as well.
I know this could get back to me, but I got to take it early anyways because this is a first round grade. And not from experience because I don't know, but because this action is for post marriage, but birthday sex. I don't know anything about it because I'm not married, but that's got to be in the first round.
You're right.
Your mother might listen to this.
You're right. Yep. Now, is this a snake draft? That's just all I want to clarify before I make this next pick.
Yes, snake draft.
All right, so I got two in a row here, and for that reason, my first round pick is going to be a bounce house as a kid. So you show up to any birthday party and they got a bounce house in the yard, you know that birthday party is about to be lit. Okay, you're going to have socks on, grass stains everywhere, sweaty like you would not believe. Kid as a kid at a kid's birthday party, bounce house, seeing that in the front yard. That's my number one pick.
Especially when you're playing WWE in there and everybody's just like
off the top row.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Get the basket. Get the one with the basketball hoop in there as an extra bonus. And then my round 2 number 1 pick. That's going to be free dessert at birthday dinner. So anytime they bring out any type of free dessert, that's not to be misconstrued with the whole restaurant singing you happy birthday. I think that's super cringy. That would be on my tops of the tops of worst things to happen to you on your birthday. But the free dessert that comes along with it if you go out to dinner with some people, that's up there for me.
That's a good pick. That's a really good pick. I didn't have that on my board and I should have. My second round pick, I'm gonna go with just choosing the dinner. Whether you're getting cooked for or you're going out to eat, it's your call. And I like that.
Decision-making power. Always a positive.
And you get free reign typically. Like you're not stuck between Applebee's and Chili's. You can take
Sagano's
grade. Yeah, like you can bump it up a little bit. You have it's your day to do it.
That was a good pick. Mine would be the birthday calls and texts.
Have you someone more?
Because then you're just like, you know who cares about you, who doesn't care about you. And it's okay if people have to ask if they're like, hey, is it your birthday? And you're like, yeah, it's, that works too. It's like, hey, you were thinking. You weren't sure, but you were thinking about it, right? So yeah, I'd go birthday calls or texts.
I won't pick it because it's too close, but I love the like 2 or 3 days after being like, was it your birthday the other day? Like forgetting, but they're still reaching out. I like that little extra bit of effort there.
Yep.
One of the quickest way to identify real friends versus fake friends is the people who post on your Facebook because they got a notification that it was your birthday versus the people who got that notification and then sent you a real text. Those are the real ones.
I got an email text from our grandparents. Justin didn't even know it could do that.
Yeah. Huge W right there.
It's my pick, correct?
Yep.
That leads me right into my second round pick. I'm going birthday card from the relatives, including the check. Nothing like that big fat check says happy birthday, son. It's just one of those things where, you get it. For me, I usually get mine late December because I'm home from school. Walk downstairs, you got a couple little cards sitting on your bed from the mail, and it always feels good.
You'll always take untaxed annual income.
Absolutely.
Don't tell Chase because I know he gets the same cards that I do, and he works for the IRS. But getting that check.
Your third round pick here, Carts.
I'm gonna go a little off kilter. I'm just taking balloons in general. It's tough to go wrong with a balloon. Some people go a little too far with the whole colored fancy number shaped ones, but balloons are great. You never have a bad time with a balloon, and then if you get a good one that has some snap, maybe you change your voice a little bit. Maybe playing "Don't Let the Balloon Touch the Ground." That's good for anybody. So I'm taking balloons in the third round.
I didn't love that pick until you brought up that game, and now I'm all in on that pick.
I mean, it just works. I'm taking balloons as a whole.
It's a great thing. I think Cullen and I talk a lot about this. There's some like trends that you see on Instagram, and one of the trends that I just absolutely despise is people standing in front of a balloon wall or holding those balloons in front of them that say their age. There's nothing more satisfying than when they're holding them and one of the numbers is backwards. But balloons is a solid pick. Balloons was on my board as well.
Nothing like getting a car for your sweet 61st.
This is back to me.
Back to you, Nate.
I'm gonna go the 21st birthday.
Just
2-1. And it doesn't matter if it's yours. It doesn't matter if it's a siblings, a relatives, a friend's kid. If they end up turning 21,
if they end
it's
up
always
there.
a good time. It's always a good time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's the same energy as win or lose, we still booze. If somebody's turning 21, we're drinking. There's going to be cold Miller Lights involved.
Doesn't matter how old, how young you are, you're here for it.
That was my next pick. I'm bummed. That was
I was going for round 3, number 4 with that one too.
Yeah. I had the one on my board as specifically the sorority girl's 21st birthday at the bar. She's been going to for 3 years in a row. Like, just tell on yourself.
That fits in there.
So it's tough to watch that one slip away, but I do love balloons.
I'm between a few here, but I know this one's not getting back to me, especially after that pick. I'm going the 16th birthday. You get your freedom. You're driving a car. It's so much fun. Like your whole life changes.
Yeah, I can't argue with that at all.
Jay, your last 2 picks.
With my next pick, I'm just going to go just broad in general, just presents. Just, cash money is a little bit better. Carter already took that off the board, but anything that comes in a box wrapped up, there's a reason that Christmas is everybody's favorite holiday. Your birthday is like your second Christmas that you get access to every year. So I'm going presents with my next pick.
Shocking that it fell that far, for what it's worth. That had a second round grade easy.
It just, it says a lot about the kind of guys we are. I don't think about that.
Look, I respect you guys for not taking it. I really do. But I'm materialistic, man. What can I say?
Someone had to take it.
Someone did have to take
the hardware.
Your last pick, Jay.
Man, I feel a bit unprepared now because the last couple things that were on my board have already been taken. But I'm just gonna go with using a PTO day for your birthday. Just taking the whole day off. Just getting out of Dodge, not having to see anybody. Double bonus if your birthday falls on a weekend. You don't have to use one up. You're gonna get the day off anyway. But having the day off on your birthday is my final choice.
Or a Friday or Monday, so you combo it with the weekend
and
the PTO. Oh, there's nothing better. That's when it's like, hey, we got to go somewhere. Like we got to go on a long weekend or something.
Yeah, like my birthday is going to be on a Friday this year. We got to plan something. Let's get a hotel for Friday through Sunday. Get out of here Friday morning and get after it.
Oh yeah,
that's a good pick. We're gonna have to go through honorable mentions here because I got a few. My last pick is gonna be when you're in elementary school. It's another kid's birthday and they bring in the goodies. Whether it be some cookies or a cookie cake, or this kid likes donuts, or their mom brought in ice cream. My birthday was never. It's a summer birthday, so I never got to do it. So I was only the receiver of all this wonderful junk food.
Better place to be, honestly.
I always was on the other side of that when I was in grade school because I have a summer birthday too. I was always just like, man, why don't I get to do this? Like, it's lame that nobody gets to celebrate my birthday and they don't get to bring cupcakes in for me. What the fuck?
Nate, your last pick.
So this is going to be a weird one. And it's going to sound, I think, even weirder. But, and I also do have an honorable mention, but I'll go through the one first. Going to the casino on your birthday. So think about it this way. You turn 18, you go to Soaring Eagle. Got to be 18 to gamble. Or you did. I don't know if you still do. I don't know if you have to be 21 now. But at the time, you had to be 18 when I turned 18. You go to Canada. You go to Windsor. You go to Caesars in Windsor when you're 19. Mostly because there's really nothing else to do outside of going to Cheetahs in Canada when you're 19. And then 21, then you can start going to all the Detroit casinos. And then by the time you hit 25, 26, start making, dough money. Then you're talking about going to Vegas for a birthday. So I'm going to go casino.
Good pick. I like that pick.
It's on brand.
My honorable mention in there.
Was just whoa! Carter's got to pick.
We're not doing honorable mentions. Not okay. Hold
on. Wait for Carter to steal his deal here. You're gonna give it.
I should have waited and see if his was good. I'm going off the board here. I'm taking "Happy Birthday" the song. However, I'm going to use it on the offensive. I'm taking it as singing it to someone else and making them feel uncomfortable.
Oh,
that was going to be my first honorable mention.
Flipped it at the bottom because I fucking hate that.
So here, I got a little bit of story, and for those of you that are on social media, you can check it out. The Mercyhurst Lakers went to the Air Force Academy a few weeks ago. We made a pit stop at the Garden of the Gods, big desert mountain area for a little hike. It was my teammate's birthday. We're standing up there looking out over the valley there, and I started the happy birthday for Dusty. It was extremely cringe. All the fellows made like a big huddle. We were kind of all like bobbing up and down. Our coach took a video of it, and it ended up on the team's social media. Just an all-time win for the fellas, an all-time L for Dusty. So I knew if I could sneak that in late, it was going to be a steal.
I love that pick. God damn it.
At the restaurant, hey, it's my buddy's birthday.
And they just got to sit there and they're like,
they got to wear it. Like, hey, oh, that all. And everyone's like, you're ruining hundreds of people's dinners.
See, but you need that guy, though. Like, you need that guy. Like, somebody's got to do it because it happens every single time, like, no matter what. So, like, one person in the group's going to do it. It's just, are you going to be the guy or not? It's
a vicious cycle because if it gets done to you, the next time you have the chance, you're going to sewer somebody else. And it just,
100%.
Just like that. So we'll never get away from it. It's also trademarked, by the way. So, just saying. Somebody's making money.
Honorable mentions. Nate, I know you said you got one.
He was jumping at the bit, yeah.
I was ready to roll. Going to the state of Canada for your 19th birthday in particular. Yeah.
The what?
Going to the state of Canada.
So I thought you said.
Yep.
51st state.
Yep. I'm closer to Canada than I am any other state.
Fair.
But,
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
We'll let it slide.
Yeah.
I'm no geographical major here. I got no atlas on my desk.
It's connected to Alaska and Oregon.
Yeah.
Or Washington. Oregon? Washington for sure.
Minnesota.
Justin's pissed. Justin's so pissed by all this, and I love it.
Let it slide. There's a reason they're mad because we are threatening with the tariff. Because they gotta respect. They gotta respect us.
Jay's
I didn't mean that politically, by the way, either. I did not mean that politically.
It is interesting timing.
It's too late. I'm gonna go with my honorable mention. This is something I think Kyle will appreciate. It's the fake happy birthday tweet. This was something that was abundant when we were in middle school. Kyle's birthday's in the summer, but it might be one cool January morning and someone fires out a happy birthday, Kyle. And it's just a wildfire that you can't stop. No fact checkers at Lake Fenn Middle School. And you just kind of sewer him a little bit. So then when his birthday comes around for real, everyone's a little bit coy. Boy, cried wolf situation. I could see Cullen being the type of guy that throwing up on the story, happy birthday, Justin. It's August. Next thing you know, Grand Valley, class of 2017, yearbook starts jumping off. Who knows? It's a great prank, hurts nobody. And I thought about taking it with the last pick, but the birthday song was just too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
We got to bring that back. That needs to be more of a thing. It's sad.
So good. Do you remember that, Kyle?
Oh yeah.
Get the boys in on it and just get them rolling on somebody's Facebook.
Because then it just escalates too. If you get like people in on it, it just escalates.
Oh my God! Somebody should get somebody on LinkedIn.
Oh.
Just have your whole company thinking it's your birthday like 2 months early, and then 2 months later they're like, "Didn't this guy just fucking have a birthday?"
Kyle's not getting any more PTO. This is bullshit.
He's fucking taking a long weekend again. His grandma died 3 times last year.
Kyle is 45? That doesn't make sense. He just had his 27th. Weird.
Huh.
Just every third of the month is your birthday?
See how long you can ride it. Pause. I don't like that. My honorable mention was the birthday song by 2 Chainz. And I think that's it.
Oh, my birthday. Is that one?
Yeah.
Never heard it.
Jay, any honorable mentions?
I got nothing. No, you guys have pretty much covered it. I'm not a big birthday guy. My wife hates it more than anything, but like Carter and I really didn't even have like birthday parties and stuff growing up. So like celebrating our birthday was like going out to dinner and stuff. There's, like my first pick, the bounce house. I loved going to other people's birthday parties, but my birthday wasn't like this big thing. So, shout out to all the parents that made their kids' birthdays a big deal, but I never really much cared for my own.
Oh.
I experienced anxiety for the first time at a little kid's birthday party. Cameron Dornward, you remember him, Kyle?
I do.
He had a Power Wheels birthday party at his house when we were really little. They had spray painted a little track in their yard. I did not have a Power Wheels. I had a pedal little green tractor. Justin remembers it. Showed up with that. It could not go in the grass. Legs not strong enough to pedal that guy in the grass. If you did get going, it would just spin. So that I learned a new emotion that day. However, some of us little kids' friends, I was able to ride somebody else's that day. But that's a core memory.
I'm gonna think about the first time I had anxiety. Now after this, I'm gonna be thinking about it for the next 3 hours. Like, when was the first time?
That was the first time in my life where I was
anxiety?
Like, "Oh my god!" Everybody.
Yeah, but no, like I mean,
everyone's looking
totally
at me like I'm embarrassed. Like I don't know what this feeling is.
Yeah.
What a turn this took.
Yeah, right.
Fuck. Well, Nate,
I was like 6. It was fine. Yeah. Look at me now.
Kyle, when's the first time you had anxiety?
Let's add that to the rapid fire for next guest.
You gotta add that to
it. Your first anxiety experience. I don't know what age. I probably at a friend's house. I don't know what it could have been. Which I guess I'm lucky for, but
do you remember the last time you felt it? You want to talk about that or no?
Every fucking day of my life.
14 seconds before I clicked join call for this podcast.
While I was trying to make my fourth pick. All right, boys.
Yeah, Nate, I appreciate you joining us. It's been a long time coming, but it's been an absolute pleasure to virtually meet you. And we're excited to get you on the trip here come May.
Oh, I'm pumped. I'm pumped to meet the rest of the crew, and I'm excited to have a good time. It'll be fun.
Yeah, tune in. I hope that we can have at least everybody on once before the trip in May, so you'll at least get to see everybody, virtually.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. Get a face with a name.
Yes, Justin.
I do have one business-related announcement before we check off. So I don't know if you.
I have a question for Nate.
Oh, yeah.
Well, why don't you do yours first, Cart?
Nate, do you use 18 birdies?
I don't. I have Begin, but I don't use 18 birdies.
Okay, so
you have to pay for 18 birdies?
No.
Oh, then I'll get it. But yeah.
Well, something that we can look back to for your handicap. If you have gin is the best.
Yeah, I've got.
So if you have gin, keep that so we can, for the scouting purposes, keep an eye on your handicap.
Yep, for sure.
Everybody that's listening, you haven't made it this far because you don't care. Post your scores.
It's snowing out. What do you want them to post?
When you post them, when you play, post them. And do not post indoor beer league golf scramble scores.
Yeah, don't do that.
Your draft stock is going to go down.
Justin, tell us. Parker was pissed at us for cutting off your joke last time. So first, tell us your joke, and then run us into your announcement.
Well, I'll tell the joke after, but I do have something to announce about the Airbnb, and the Airbnb is going to be.
I cut it.